For millennia, civilizations across the globe have used plants with psychoactive or mood-altering effects for various purposes. Andean peoples found many uses for the coca plant growing on the mountainside, and even call it mama coca today because of its significance in the culture. Communities in Central Asia cultivated the cannabis plant and used it for several purposes, and tribes in the Americas continue to use tobacco to mark important occasions. Eventually, both plants spread worldwide across international trade routes, and demand for the plants grew. In many regions, grains and grapes were fermented into alcohol, and people learned that diverse plants and fungi had psychedelic effects. Opium was first cultivated in the Middle East, and its use spread to other regions due to its medical utility. While we can trace the roots of coffee to Ethiopia and tea to China, these substances are now widely consumed daily nearly everywhere. Our ancestors consumed these plants and substances for medicinal purposes, celebration, productivity, relaxation, enlightenment, and so much more. We continue to use many of these drugs today for similar reasons. At the turn of the 20th century, advanced technology allowed us to extract and synthesize certain compounds from these plants, and we soon invented entirely new drugs made in both above-ground research laboratories and underground clandestine labs. Semi-synthetic drugs like heroin and cocaine were invented by extracting and synthesizing plant compounds into more potent forms. Over the next several decades, new synthetic mood-altering drugs were made entirely from chemical precursors or building blocks. Well-known examples of synthetic drugs include methadone, PCP, ketamine, and MDMA. While some newer drugs share effects similar to those of well-established plant-derived drugs, many fully synthetic drugs have complex or multiple effects on the body that we are still trying to understand. Due to developments in chemistry, new drugs seem to be emerging in our underground markets every day. As a result, people today have access to a much wider array of legal and illegal drugs than were available to earlier generations.